Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for a surprise edition of the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. You lot will find out shortly why it's a surprise edition. But big up to everyone who's joined over from the raid on Saeed's channel, and the Premier League is back, people. Warrior J, you'll see shortly why there is a Q&A, but you will get the Yardman Show Premier League podcast after this. Don't worry about that. But again, big up to Saeed and everyone who's joined over from the raid on Saeed TV. Ange out. You know what I'm saying? Ange Postecoglou under a lot of pressure after Spurs' poor performance in the North London derby, 1-0 defeat to Arsenal. So that will be the main talking point of conversation, people. But get your questions in. So whether it's Spurs losing to Arsenal in the North London derby, whether it's Liverpool losing to Nottingham Forest, Manchester United winning, Manchester City winning, Chelsea winning late. I know Jadon Sancho was a hot topic yesterday as well. So whatever you lot want to ask, feel free to get your questions in. But run up the likes. Whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after, run up the likes on the video. Make sure you share across all the socials and follow across all socials. That's me flawless. At Sarcasm City TV, at Sarcasm City TV, that's me flawless on both people. So Twitter/X, please retweet and like, share from the Instagram, and just as important, make sure you subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. Want to hear from Tottenham fans in the chat? I already see Jacob in there. Big up to United Spurs of America. But Ange is under a lot of pressure, and it was a poor performance. Very, 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 very poor performance from Spurs in that game. Arsenal didn't really have to do too much. Vicario's mate, I blame Vicario. It's like it's in the 6-yard box. Jacob's guy Romero was too weak and got pushed by Gabriel. However, it's in the 6-yard box. Come and catch the ball. Like, it's really, really, really like not that difficult. Come catch the ball. I'm livid if that's my goalkeeper. That's one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes. If it's in the 6-yard box, come and catch it in the 6-yard goal. You're 6 foot plus, as most goalkeepers are. If you get clattered into, the referee 99 times out of 100 are going to give the decision your way and give a foul. But big up to everyone. Let me say big up to everyone, actually, because a lot of you lot are in the chat, obviously joined over from the raid. Big up Steve, big up Jesters, Jacob, Warrior J, Thomason, Vaj, Mitesh, Suj as well, Jerome, Chinlu, Rizzy Mac, Haitian King, everyone locked in, man. Absolute real ones as well. Like, and that's what it is. I mostly blame him. But get your questions in. It's rare you have me on here by myself, people, for an extended period of time. So get your questions in. And for those that are new here, when it comes to the Q&As, members' questions take priority. So if you're a member of the channel, the link's in the pinned comment. Your question takes priority like a super chat, and I'll star it and I'll get to your question, people. I'll star it and get to your question. And of course, if you super chat, I'll get to it. But any good questions, I will ask as well. No, it won't be a solo Q&A, but it's just currently solo right now, Warrior J. Like I said, we're going to run the Yardman Show after this. So it says, Ange is a good manager, but he needs a better squad. If he was at Arsenal, he'd cook. Here's where I hear your point, but he assembled the squad. So you have to take blame. Their attack is woeful. Spurs' attack is woeful. Outside of Madison and Sun, and Madison played poorly today, as did Sun, their attack is woeful. As bad as Manchester United's attack is, I wouldn't take their attackers. He co-signed Brennan Johnson. He co-signed Brennan Johnson. He co-signed Richarlison. He co-signed, who else? Their attacking players is woeful. I can't even remember the name. Timo Werner. Woeful. Those three. He signed, if 2 of those 3 were good, Spurs are in a completely different conversation. Then you add those 2 to a Son of Madison, also they look different. So that's what I would say. Let's see where we are. Big up to Paul B. Says, yes, bro, you good, bless. Appreciate the super chat, Paul B, man. Much appreciated for the super chat. I'm blessed. I hope you're good too, man. But I'm all blessed. And again, thank you. I am super blessed, man, as always. Let's see what else you lot are saying. Sad says, talk to me nicely. Big up to Sad. Hey, you lot winning the league, Sad? That's what I want to know. Because we haven't spoke. Arsenal winning the league, my friend. Genuine question. Flawless Rants blamed the players, saying Ange coached to win. He did coach a win. However, as I was saying, he co-signed these players. If Ange just got here and then players was here and we only had a couple windows, I'd hear it more. Richarlison, oh, he didn't play today, but Richarlison's your signing. Werner's your signing. Johnson's your signing. These are your signings. This is your player. Vicario's your signing. Van de Ven's your signing. Adogi's your signing. Even though I rate the last three I just named, this is your team. So I can't be blaming players when it's your team. And everyone knew this last window just gone in the summer, what Spurs need. Attacking players. Attacking players is what they needed. And their attack is dreadful. Their options. Outside of Sun and Madison, their attacking, and Kulusevski, let me add him in the mix. Their attacking options are woeful. And that's just what it is. They had to go and get Bell. They had to go and get Bell. And that's why they were as good as Arsenal are defensively. Spurs just pose no threat whatsoever. Would I take ANGE at United? I don't know about that, Jordan. I rate him as a coach and a manager. It's the signings. I look at his signings. Man. Like, his signings are the ones I look at and I go, yeah, was Jez on the watch along? No, Jez wasn't on the watch along. Jez didn't join. Big up to Don C as well. Where did I have Spurs finishing in the league before this game? I have Spurs 6. I still have Spurs 6. That's not changed my mind because I think they'll be all right. Yeah, Son was non-existent in the game. Facts. Spurs sign players with or without manager approval. Jose, Conte, both got that. ANGE, no different. All right, well, ANGE, the fact that you are at a club, so like, you're no better than me, Jacob, because it's your team. If that's the case, you're still part to blame because you've co-signed this. I am not managing a club at that. If I'm managing a football club and the club can sign players without my consent and without my say-so and I have zero input, I'm not saying give me 100%, but I have to have input, I'm not going. Because then when these players perform poorly and results are bad, who gets the blame? Me. Who gets the blame? Me. I'm getting the blame. Like, again, Werner, Richarlison, Johnson. The window you just had gone, Solanke was woeful today. I'm not going to say he's a terrible player, but Solanke was woeful today. Absolutely posed no threat. And again, Arsenal are the best defensive team in the league, but they'll have tougher games than that defensively. You have to pose some form of threat, and there was no threat whatsoever. Zero. None. I said clueless, ANGE at the wheel. Yeah, like, that's how I'm looking at it. So, yeah, you co-signed it. You do. He isn't the heist maker. He happened to just be in the car, LOL, so somebody. Exactly. That's what it is. That's what it is. And yeah, I agree, Hassam. Madison and Sun play terrible too. But the point I'm making is overall is outside of those two, their attack is terrible. If Madison and Sun don't play well, they have nothing left. No one else is going to do anything in their attack outside of Kulusevski, who I think is actually a better 10 than he is a wide player. Can't be relying on them. And Madison ain't been at it for months now. He had a terrible second half to the season. And Sun is a better striker than he is a left winger. So, there it is. Big up Don C says, get rid of your... Nah, man. Coys. You already know. That's why I'm here in white. We represent. What do you mean? If I could find a navy bucket hat, I would have wore that. But, we move. I just like, I thought, let me just go black and white because it don't really work. I don't have a white and blue muddy. You already know. Hey, big up Paul B says, bro, need to check in at work now, so I'll get you on the catch up. People grow this brother's channel. Bless. Appreciate the second super chat. Have a good day in work, or good night in work, I should say, Paul, man. And big up, man. Much appreciated. Hey, nephew, I have no idea why everyone's crashing on Villa. And as much as I would love to crash on you, you know that I'm not with that. I don't get why people have Aston Villa so low when we were doing predictions, but that's a whole conversation. I don't know. I have Villa 5th. Yeah, I have Villa 5th, Spurs 6th, United 7th. And then my 4 is City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. For those that may not know. Big up to Boston as well. Again, you lot continue to get your questions in. Eli, that's a crazy comment, man. See, that's where it goes too much, like deactivating is like people shouldn't be cursing him out like that. Like, criticism is warranted, yes. I don't know why they signed him in. Yeah, even the best player at Forest. Like, if he goes back to Forest, does he start at Forest? Why would you take him? I didn't get the signing in the first place. Yeah, I did see the Harvey Barnes goal. Quality strike. Quality strike. I did see that. Quality strike. Absolutely. Top quality. For real. Let's see what else you lot are saying as well. But run up the likes, man. There's over 230 of you lot in here. Only at 57 likes. Let's get that up to 100 likes. Like check 1212. Like check 1212. And hit the subscribe button as well. Hit the subscribe button. Get your questions in, people. Get your questions in. Let's see. Surge says, oh yeah, Sad said that. Oh, wait, we ain't bypassing that. Sad said Arsenal are winning the league. All right, let's go, Sad. Yeah, man. Okay. Sad said Arsenal are winning the league. Make sure you subscribe to Sad's Football Corner as well. Absolute real one. Arsenal winning the league. I'm with it. First, man. Stood on business. Let's go, Sad. Big up to Sudge. Says, just dropping this here to remind everyone to hit the likes. I do agree that the signings are on him. Just glad to see them in the mud. Appreciate the super chat, first and foremost, Sudge. And appreciate you, secondly, for telling everyone to hit the likes. And yeah, the signings are on the manager. So whether you have 100%, whether it's 75%, you have say so, 50%, 25%, or 0%, it's on you. If you're the manager of something, any company, any business, if you are the manager and it goes badly, even if there's people above you, you're part to blame because you're the manager. You knew the terms of the deal. He knew the terms of the deal. That's why I always say this, because if Spurs sign 5-6 players and it goes well, who's getting the credit? They sign 5-6 players and they get praised for it and they're performing well and Spurs are high in the table. Who gets the praise for it? The manager and the players. Like, for instance, Van de Ven, I believe, was his signing. He's been good for them and you get credit for that, rightfully so. Same with Vicario as well, even though I think he was at fault today. So I'm really not hearing it. Newcastle getting 4th. All right, I'm just going to get your top 8 off you, Hassam, at a later date. But Newcastle getting 4th. All right, first. I didn't watch their game today, so I can't comment. Signings are on the manager, in our case, Flawless. Slot where the DM, they gave him spaghetti, but you are co-signing it. You are co-signing. You have the Hassam, you have the conversation with the ownership. Now, you don't always get what you want. But eventually there comes a time where it's like you are co-signing it. What are we talking about here? It's like being in a gang, they choose to attack someone. Even if you didn't agree in the attack, you're part of the gang, you're partly to blame. There's none of that, it wasn't on me. What are we talking about here? There's none of that, it wasn't on me. You're partly to blame. Like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. But he can't do a Mourinho and say he wasn't back. They'll sack him, you get me? So he's forced to accept it. He's not forced to accept it. I agree with you partly, Hassam. Choosing to accept it. Because Hassam, I know how you are. You wouldn't accept that. I know you well enough to Hassam to know you wouldn't accept that as a manager. You would leave. You would resign and turn around and say, I can't deal, like, I am not being given the best possible work environment. Yeah, facts. Guilty by association is facts, Mike's. And make sure you subscribe to Mike's channel. That's what it is. Imagine Mike's, it don't happen. Someone you know is attacked by a gang. If you see one of the gang members, you're going to attack him back, whether it was him or not, if you see him in the colours. What are we doing? Retaliation, like you Spurs. And you Spurs through and through, you Coys. So it's not a force, you can leave. Like 110%. If you are not being given enough, now it happens even we see at City and Pep, you don't always get exactly what you want. But if you don't get what you want to the point where it's hindering you, that's a problem. If you sign in me, Werner, Richarlison, Solanke, and Johnson, clearly whoever's doing their job is not good. None of those four are like it. After Solanke, decent signing. Ivan Toney was there. No one can't tell me that Solanke's a better striker than Ivan Toney. I'm sorry. And I think Solanke's decent. And I think overall he'll do well. But come on. Really and truly, you could play Son. You could have played Son as a centre forward and signed the actual like bad boy left winger. It's on the scouting team. When is the scouting team or whoever's making, I can't even say the scouts, the decision makers at Spurs held accountable? You have signed me Brennan Johnson, Timo Werner twice, Solanke, and I keep forgetting of, and Richarlison. Clearly, you bad at your job. Something's up. I could have told you not to do 3 of those. Johnson, Solanke, well, Solanke's new, but so we'll allow him. But Johnson, Werner, and Richarlison, I could have told you about those 3. And I am no scout and don't have have nowhere near the knowledge that these people making those decisions have. I have nowhere near the knowledge or the experience, or am I in anywhere in their pay grade. They get taxed more than I make. Something's off. That's all I'm saying, man. Those 3 are not it. You could have bet like even Odegaard, that makes more sense. The Odegaard makes more sense. I was saying I would bring him on. Can't do any worse than Johnson. Obviously, he shouldn't be in the first team, but he should be like off the bench, like in the squad. But Werner, and they signed Werner twice. Loaned twice. They loaned him last season and loaned him this season. Surely, like, Richarlison, come on, man. What are you doing? Big up Blood Type Arsenal. That's a fire username as well. Big up, man. I'm just saying, people. I'm just saying, like, it's, yeah. And someone who knows about bad attackers as a Manchester United fan is me. So I get it. Yeah, man. Facts. Guilty by association, Chinlu. That's what it is. Oh, you wear them colors, you're one of them, whether you did it to me or not. Like, that's just what it is. But Spurs think for real. Like, I just look at it and go, yeah, Tony's better, but they needed better attackers around Solanke. That way, yeah, and everyone knew this though. This was the thing, is everyone could see what they wanted. Flawless, I gotta say, White Hoodie is mad. Hey, appreciate it, man. Shout out my guys, man. Might Check Media, you know what I'm saying? And my guys, Music Day, label, put on events, etc. Shout out to Might Check Media, man. Still host, like, we were signed to them. When we was putting out music, it was through them. Make sure you follow Mic Check Media on Instagram, people. Mic Check Media UK. Make sure you follow. Bunch of scrubs, says Eddie. Eddie, you crack me up. 200 likes as well, man. 200 likes as well. Run up the likes, hit the subscribe button, rose to 13,000 subscribers. Make sure you hit the notification bell as well, people. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Go follow the playback. Because NFL is going on. I don't know if they finished. Have they finished the NFL? They might have. But NFL watch-alongs over on the playback, people, also, as well as everything else. Let's see. Questions, though. Questions. They don't have to be about Spurs, but that's fine. I'm just seeing what else you lot saying. Johan Lang sacked from Villa, then they improve. Is he a scout? Or is that head of recruitment? Who is Johan Lang? Let me know, Jacob. Let me know. Andrew will walk when it's not what he agreed to. He's done it. And I respect that. I respect that. If Ange turned around and said, you know what, and came out and was like, you don't even have to slate them, go, we have different ideas. And it's hindering me. Because at the end of the day, you know whose career and reputation takes a hit? Ange. If they don't do what they do, I'm the one that takes the hit. Like, Ange is the one that people are looking. That's why Ange out is now a topic of conversation. I know some Spurs fans turn today. I get it. Is he blameless? No, because of the tactics. Do I think he's a good manager? Yes, but again, it's tough. But hey, this is professional. This is the highest level of the sport. It's very tough, without doubt. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask Lewis about the next Shameless FC. Is he technical director? Okay, first. He's the technical director. All right. People, make sure you call on tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. You already know, man. Talk your ish, people. Talk your ish. You already know. But yeah, the reason why I put this show together, people, you know what I'm saying? Returning guest who's been on the panel many times. Very interested in what they have to say on this. Spurs fan as well. Actual Spurs fan, not me. You know what I'm saying? Actual Spurs fan. Because I'm United. Elena's in the building. How you doing, Elena? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, good. Good to have you back on the show.
Thanks. I mean, I needed to get stuff off my chest. So,
all right, Flo, you know what? I'm going to shut up. Floor's yours. I'm going to shut up. You know what I'm saying? And I'll let you say what you got to say. I know you got plenty to say.
I do have plenty to say. My issues are that, again, people are going to say, oh, she's always blaming the manager. When I have reason to blame the manager, I will blame the manager. Right now, there's nothing to be excited about. Like, okay, we started well for 10 games last season. But the problems are still following us.
She's breaking up for you, or is it just me? I think she's breaking up. If you let me know in the chat. Is it me or is it Eleanor? Let me know. Eleanor, if you can hear me, jump out and jump back in. This ring light keeps changing color as well, people. Every time I knock it, I need to buy a new ring light. Every time I touch the pad thing, it changes color. Crazy. She's breaking up. All right, cool. She'll be back, people. Yeah. She'll be back. It's not me. I was just making sure. I said she's breaking up like a tea. I told you, look, man. I had someone pulling up. That's why I did the show. Don't worry, you'll get the Yardman show after. But Elena will jump out and jump back in a second, people. Don't worry about that. She's just patting in the Wi-Fi. I think she's back. I think we good. Yes, Elena. I think you're back.
Am I back now? Sorry, this laptop doesn't come on only for streams, so it hasn't been on in a while.
Cool. Floor's yours.
But yeah, what I want to say is it's crazy to think that we haven't won one London derby. We've had a big, like, okay, cool. We've had like a big rebuild and stuff, fine. But the problems today was that Arsenal were there for the taking. I don't think Arsenal played that well. I think we didn't allow, we didn't even try. The problem is, Ange just got us attacking very narrow. We're attacking right through the center. Any team that's capable of defending can sit back and block all our attack out and stop us being able to even get a shot off. All because we are very, very narrow and we're not utilizing the space on the sides. And that is mainly all because our wingers are not good enough. He wants to play all these attacking football, but then our wingers are awful. He's got a 1v1 winger in Wilson that we bought off Burnley this season. That's our only 1v1 winger, but he decided to bring on Werner. Like, it took him till the 63rd minute to bring him on. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I've actually been doing some stats. Let me get them up. Hold on one second.
Of course.
I have them saved.
And hey, Zayn, it's all blessed. You came prepped. And big up Zayn, man. Good to see Zayn Muyasi in the chat. He says London is red, Elena. He put, come on, you gooners. All right, Zayn. Big up for the super chat, man. Big up you lot in the chat as well, man. You lot asking for Ryan, the cracking me up as well.
I can't even there's just
these lot. It's all good. These
we haven't lost.
Go on.
We haven't lost a North London derby on three on the bounce since the 80s.
Damn.
Now, this is not good stats that I'm just sitting there telling me about, I don't change the way I play for anyone, all of this, all of that winning mentality, but you can't fucking win a game. Winning mentality, but you can't win a game. Like, it just bothers me how everyone be like, but nothing, he didn't say anything wrong, you shouldn't be prepping differently. Well, I can fucking tell you didn't prep differently from Newcastle to today. I'll tell you that.
I trust that. I get you. Trust me.
Yeah, we've 0 wins in the last 7.
Damn.
Like London derbies. 9 losses in 15 games. This is all big ANGE that our fans don't want to ever criticize, right? He has a lower points per game than Nuno since being in.
Jeez, really?
Yeah. This isn't 4 games when people try and tell me, but it's only been 4 games. No. This is going from the Chelsea game last season when everything went to shit. Like, it's just, it's ridiculous. These type of players we have, no one is that likable. I look at this team and I'm like, who do I actually like? Like, other than Son for obvious reasons and Van der Ven, who is likable in this team?
A doggy?
I
like a doggy.
He's probably the only one.
Yeah, the only other one I can think of. Yeah, doggy's the only one I can think of.
Maybe. But Sarr and a doggy, probably. As a collective, we are not a likable team. We're just that performance was honestly shocking. Like, I've never seen such a brain dead North London derby performance, and I was a Jose outer. So,
he was an avid Jose outer as well. Yeah, it was dry. Normally the games are it's fast paced and it was very one paced, very pedestrian. Yeah.
Arsenal had 5 teenagers on the bench. 5 teenagers on the bench. They had Tomiyasu out, Zinchenko out, Calafiori out, Tierney out, Mourinho out, Rice out, Odegaard out. They had all these players out and we couldn't get anything. We had pretty much a full strength team. We can't say Bissouma changes this team that much.
That's true.
It's not. We had a full strength team, and this is what we could produce. My problem is within that first, the first 10 minutes we played quite well, fine. But why is no one shooting?
Yeah,
no one's taking a shot. You're playing. You're playing Son as a touchline winger at the age of 32.
Yeah, he's not a touchline winger. He's not.
Like,
he's a striker. He's a striker.
Does this make any sense to anyone? Because it doesn't make sense to me.
Nah, it don't make no sense.
Freezing, but yeah.
Yeah, the connection moving a bit dodgy. Nah, what's crazy is it sounds like if I blanked out the names and the manager, it sounds like you're talking about United. I'm just getting flashbacks.
It's just pissing me off.
Jump out and jump back in, Elena. Jump out and jump back in. Jump out and jump back in, and it should clear it up. It should. But big up to you, like in the chat.
Okay.
Big up to you, like in the chat. Yeah, all good. No stress. She'll be back, people. Don't worry about that. Yeah, like it really was bad as well. Zane, big up for the second super chat as well. You joke, man. Says Rice Odegaard will cook you at the Emirates. This guy is on a joke. Big up, Zane. Me, I see, man. Arsenal fans really on one. You know what I'm saying? I think Ellen is back. Yeah, we back. We good. There we go. We back. Go on, that's you, man. Yeah. We back. Go on.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure it was loaded. So as much as people are sitting here saying to me like, oh, Brennan was the only one taking shots, you are 100% right. Did you see the type of shots he was taking? Because that's a problem as well. I'm not going to sit here and shit on the only player that was taking shots, because I totally agree with that. But in my head, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, well, if I really want decent shots, that is not what's going to do it. But he was the only one trying. My problem is we can't automatically say all these players can't shoot. No one's even trying. It's the way he's got us playing. That is a problem. And if you're going to close your eyes to the problems because we loved him at the beginning, then you're even more silly than me, like, for believing in him. Like, for me, it's like I'm sitting there thinking I'm not blind. I can genuinely see what's going on here. I'm not blind. Like in my head, I'm like, okay, yeah, it'll get better. But he has these suicide defensive tactics that are keeping all of us on the halfway line the whole time. One pass cuts through us. Now, am I Ange out? This is a loaded question.
That's the question I was going to ask, actually. I'm glad someone said it in the chat, because I was going to get to that. But you've got to it. Are you Ange out? Where do you stand on that?
I like to say I'm Ange indifferent at this point. I'm certainly not in love with him, but I'm certainly not like, get him out.
You're Anged out. All right, first.
I'm Anged out. In my head, I'm like, because at the time when it was with these other managers, there was better options out there. The problem is, who do we really go and get? I don't want Tuchel, because I just think that's going back to the same model that wasn't working. Right. So I certainly don't want Tuchel. But yeah, I'm not going to say I see him here past this season. Like, I think he will be his own downfall regardless.
So you think he gets sacked? He gets sacked?
I think he'll get sacked. I think, let's be real now. Everyone's going on about, this is our worst start since 15-16, and then we went on for a title charge and finished third. Do we realize the caliber of players we had in that team? 15-16, we had a bad start. We had 4 games where we had a draw and 1 loss and whatever. We had 3 draws and a loss. But fine. In my head, yeah, I'm like, okay, these players not enough. That's my head.
Hey, chat, what are you lot like Spurs fans? Actually, not even Spurs fans. Everyone in the chat, what are you lot saying? Does Ange make it to the end of the season? What are you lot saying in the chat? Let me know if you believe he makes it. Whatever, and if you don't think he makes it, let me know if you think he gets sacked or leaves. You don't think it? Do you think he gets sacked or you think he resigns though? Chat, let me know that as well. Do you think he gets sacked or do you think he resigns if you believe he doesn't make it to the end of the season? I don't know, be back. Don't worry, man. We're working through the problems, people. We're working through the problems. You already know, Sarcasm City TV. Run up the likes, hit the subscribe button. You lot asking for Ryan at Crooks. You lot asking for Fats at Crooks. And yes, Eleanor is one of the females from the 16 out of 10 video for those, because Don C asked, no, couple others. So yes, She was one of the girls who was on there. Shout out to Yan as well. If Ange makes top 6, he'll safe, but I think he'll resign. Do you think he resigns, Eli? So Eli saying resign, Haitian saying sack, Serge saying he walks, Warrior J saying resign. Just as that wasn't the question, it's solely on Ange. Do you think he's sacked or do you think he resigns? Ange should, but Spurs, such a dog shit club, they might sack him. He really should walk. Sacked, Defo, Levy won't let him resign. Why won't Levy let him resign? Why won't Levy let him resign? What are we doing there? Why won't he let him resign? Ange's a winner or resign, he quits. All right, so pretty much all of you lot think he's not gonna make it to the end of the season. Interesting.
Yeah, I really don't. I think when I look at the stats and the stuff we're playing, at the end of the day, he's not changing. So in my head, last season, I had my issues in the sense of he's refusing to hire a set piece coach, which is still the problem, by the way. Like, we still don't have a set piece coach. Today, how did we concede? Another set piece. Not a surprise. And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, so there's that problem in the sense of he's not changing that side. He doesn't believe in coaching a defense. He just thinks, we can outscore everyone. As much as, yes, I wanted attacking football before someone says it before me, I also don't want to be stupid at the back. I remember the days under Poch when I had the best attack and the best defense in the league. So it's possible to do both. And Absolutely. What annoys me is that he's got, in the sense of Radu, he's got a centre back that is very much used to playing a back three, and he's refusing to play a back three because that's too pragmatic for him. That's not the case. You can play a back three and still be attacking.
Of course you can. You can play any formation or any system and be offensive or
but
defensive.
He doesn't see it like that. He's literally, if you look at the way we are lined up, one pass cuts through us. One pass. Like it's actually a joke. So yeah, for me, there's just too many problems. I am not sitting here saying I expect him to be that good. I've got there's so many issues. Like, to the way he speaks, I'm sorry, but how can you not understand the rivalry? Why do you not understand why this means so much to us? Oh, it shouldn't mean more to us. I'm sorry, I went to the Everton game. I'm not sitting here thinking, oh yeah, this is the exact same as the Everton game. It's obviously not.
Wait, what? Hey, you lot in the chat, what were his comments? What did he say? Did he say the game? What did he say? The game wasn't that big? Is that what he said? Or you don't understand why the fans? Is that what he said?
He said we should prepare for every game the same, and he's not going to prepare any differently for this game because he wants to win every game. No, I'm not sitting there saying don't want to win every game, but you should really understand why this means more. Like, stop getting upset when we have a hatred for Arsenal. Like, he did it last season and he's done it again. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't get that, because the thing is, he's managed Celtic, so you've come from a big rivalry. You've
one
come
of the
from
biggest
a
rivals
massive rivalry
in football.
Yeah, that's Like, for those that don't know, Celtic Rangers is a huge rivalry, like, beyond football. It's like, why don't you get that?
How can you not get that we hate them? It's not that difficult to understand. We just don't like them.
Yeah, no one likes Arsenal. Yeah, I get you.
Facts. But obviously, we're not going to want to. Like, he's still pressed, obviously, about the City game last season. I'm sorry, you lost all those games and then you're upset about one. Stop sitting there talking about mentality monster this, or I don't go to lose games. You don't even fucking win any.
Oh Lord.
I just need a manager that understands the club. Like, it angers me. If you don't understand, I question that you don't understand football. Like, it's actually insane.
Nah, it's that whole not understanding it is crazy to me. Hey, chat, for those that may have watched, like, I don't know if there's any Celtic or Rangers fan. Did he say anything in Scotland about it?
Otherwise, he wouldn't have mentioned it.
Yeah. Definitely. I don't get that. Saying that to Spurs, like, we all know what these rivalries are, especially in the Premier League. Any city, like, whether it's Spurs, Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, Arsenal, the list goes on. Makes no type of sense. Very, very, very weird. Yeah. Do you think, let me ask you though, do you think a trophy saves him? If you like manage to pick up a League Cup or something, or FA Cup, or Europa League?
I think a trophy would save anyone at Tottenham. I can't lie. I think a trophy would save anyone, but I think I think anyone that thinks he's going to win one after watching the way we've been playing is actually deluded.
I get you. I'm just asking out of interest.
It saves him, but I don't know. It's just not gonna happen. Like, I see us fucking up. We could even fuck up against Coventry on Wednesday, to be honest. At the moment, the attacking is looking.
Yeah, you lot gotta beat Coventry. You have to beat Coventry.
Connection.
If you don't beat them, crazy. Yeah, turn the camera off. See if that helps. Turn the camera off. See if it helps. Try that. If it don't, I'll just reset your what's it called? Yeah, go on. Carry on. Yeah, I think it might be a bit. It might be a better help. Go on.
So yeah, in my head, I just think that it's just mental to me because we aren't going to have a good cup run in my head. Like we're just not going to have a good cup run. I would love to like go for it and stuff, and I think it does save him, but I don't think we actually do go for it in that sense because of the way we've been playing. For me, it's like. Yeah, I don't know. I think when people try and blame the players, like here, for example, I think Ange is a very good coach, but I have to respect his principles. He doesn't have the quality in attack. But this was the players. This is the players he wanted. He said he was very happy with the window. So at that point, who do I blame? Because I can sit here and shout at Enoch, but I can also be honest and blame the fact that he's sitting there telling me he's happy with the recruitment. You can't sit there and say it's all the players. I'm sorry, Conte conceded less goals than he did, and Conte had a much worse defence. And especially with the set piece problem, we concede a set piece every fucking game. It's only been recently where we haven't because we haven't really played anyone of note. The minute we played a good team at set pieces, we concede a set piece. So, and this is why I can't say it's all the players, because when we had the same sort of situations going on at Tottenham with different managers, we weren't even conceding this much.
First, big up Steve in the cut as well. Yes, Steve, you blessed, fam.
Yeah, man, I'm good, bro. Just enjoyed my day of football, bro.
Steve's holding down the NFL watch-alongs on the playback throughout the season, people. So go over to the Sarcasm City TV playback, NFL watch-alongs. So, Elena, you're not even confident. Obviously, the new format in the Europa League, all you have to do really is like finish inside the top 24, which I think you lot will do. And then you, at least worst case scenario, you're in the knockout, the playoff. Sorry for that. And then it's the round of 16 and so on. So you're not confident for that.
I mean, I think. What you're asking me if we'll get to round 16, I think we will. If you ask me if I think we'll win it, I'll say no.
I didn't say win it. Last stages, like, hey, right, whoa, like, yeah, right, relax it. I didn't say all that about Spurs winning the Europa League. I just said last stages, a quarterfinal, a semi-final, maybe.
I think a semi-final. You're asking for a lot as well. I think. Yeah, please. I think we'll get round 16, might get to a quarterfinal and we'll lose. I mean, seeing this, imagine seeing these set pieces in the Europa League with no fucking atmosphere in that ground and seeing us try and defend as well. Because, oh my God, today they should have been up for it and that was their version of defending.
Yeah, it was bad.
So I see a Thursday night, cold Thursday night. No, there's no way we're doing anything of note in that.
Cold Thursday night in North London, damn.
There's no way. I think in my head, when people keep talking about, oh, he won't do anything till he gets players he needs. Do you realize, like, we are not going to get rid of Enoch. No one is coming in and buying our club. So I have to think of ways to be successful in spite of them. Yeah. And if Ange is straight out refusing to coach a defense, which is what he's doing, then I have to think of what's the problem here. And he is part of that problem. I'm not sitting here saying he can't fix it, but anyone that is naive enough to say it's not happening is being very, very deluded to themselves because we're supposed to love him because of the beginning of the season last season. 10 games doesn't make up a season. And I'm sorry. Yeah. Also, side note, Madison can fuck off as well because he pissed me off.
Well, I was on to Madison last year, and you were like,
hey, you know what? Hey, Steve, respectfully, mate, I don't want to hear from you on this eye. Okay, because this one I've died on this hill. So just leave me to die on this hill. All right. You just not, but you can tell Ellen is pissed off because I never heard it sound more southern in my life. That was proper London. Okay, Madison can fuck off. Like, go on. The floor's yours, Madison, and hit thoughts on Madison's form, even though that's pretty self-explanatory.
Stop giving it all this fucking talk. I'm telling you, this is all stemmed from Ange because all they do is talk rubbish and do nothing on the pitch. Stop throwing your toys out the pram. Stop acting like a fucking 2-year-old and do your job. Because I'm sorry, all I see is you being a fucking misery. All I see is you being, we're gonna do this, we're gonna beat them, all this bullshit, and then on the pitch, all you do is run around, you hug Arteta, and then you cry when things don't go your way. Like, I'm sorry, today was probably one of his worst performances, but he has been so bad since last season. We didn't even get the little 10 games of good before he gets shit again, like he did every season at Leicester. We just went straight back into, he went from injury to shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, I feel sorry for you, by the way.
Shout out Cubed in the chat. Yeah, shout out Cubed in the chat as well. That's pretty self-explanatory on Madison. Any other players, like in particular, you look at and you go, you're just not cutting it.
Yeah, it's just today he made me miss Højbjerg, and that takes a lot because I hated him.
Damn.
Like, at least he wouldn't have fucking gone and cuddled up Arteta.
Yo, that picture's really it's living.
No, the picture's really bad.
I'm just waiting for them to. I was just waiting for the next shot of them kissing. You know,
relax, Steve, man. Pause, man.
That's what it was looking like. It was gonna.
It wasn't crazy. You can't be hugging up on the manager and offload that.
It's just ridiculous. The whole situation is ridiculous. I just think. In my head, when I think about this situation and I think about everything that's gone on, in terms of Madison, he is literally the exact same as we left him off last season, where he went on his 10 games of good, gets injured, then he's shit again. Like, I'm sorry, he doesn't do all he does is try play hero ball all the fucking time and does nothing, doesn't do his own job. Stop trying to be the hero and start doing your own job. And stop trying to do all this big talk, this, that, and the other. No. I don't want to hear you talking anymore. Just do your job and stop fucking talking.
Damn.
But, yeah, really angers me.
No, because Madison I've tried to back, but I can't with his performances. Like the start of this season, the back end of last season.
You've never heard me this angry before. Sorry, someone said they've never heard this angry before. Did
Warrior
they miss
JD, yeah, they missed. Some people would have missed that. You lot missed the Elena Mourinho portion, like that section there. Like how Jezzy's with Conte is Elena with when Jose was at Spurs.
Yes.
Like, for those that are new to the channel, everyone who's been here for a length of time has had their villain arc against a certain manager. Or a certain, or a certain player. With me, it's just constant villain. It's not even a villain arc. It's just a way of life. Because you just can't stand my team. But we move. Yeah. It's just a culture at this point where I'm just like, Warrior J want about then. Like that's it. Someone said sound like the female Rocky. She got a point, no. Like I'd love to argue Elena down, but I can't. Like you can't be talking. You can't be talking before the game and then put out performances like that. Once you start talking publicly, it's like. You gotta deliver.
That's all he does.
You gotta deliver. You have to deliver. Steve, did
you
watch
have to
the
deliver
game?
and he's not doing it.
Yeah.
But it's just really pissing me off. And I just don't like this whole narrative of we can't say anything about Ange because we're supposed to love him.
Yeah,
well, no, I'm sorry. But literally all my fans would be like, oh, you're stupid to say that. No, you're stupid to act like everything's fine. Because it's not. Like in my head, I look at these things and I'm like, okay, yes, they're small tweaks, but he doesn't seem to be able to make them. He's so stuck in his ways that he won't make these changes that need to be made. And it just drives me insane. Like, it's just annoying me because in my head, I'm like, okay, Why are we sitting all our defenders on the halfway line? Why is Son playing as a touchline winger? Why are you making changes with Werner when you have all these all these kids that you bought in the window that you're refusing to give them time? But people are saying, oh, give him time. It's a project. We've got youngsters. He never fucking plays them. I don't know how these children play because he never plays them. At the end of the day, today he put Wilson on in the 63rd minute when he should have been on way before that because he was our only 1v1 winger that we actually needed. Like when I see these things, like today, no one's taking any shots, and he doesn't change anything. Doesn't change the system. Doesn't change nothing. Still attacking as narrow as we started, and that's a problem. If people want to shut their eyes to this, that's fine. But at the end of the day, we're going to still concede goals with one pass because at the end of the day, we sit everyone on the halfway line, and we're still going to be conceding set piece goals because he's not buying a set piece coach.
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah, Cube, check Twitter DM as well. Hey, you lot, run up the likes. Are you not entertained? You clearly are by the chat. Run up the damn likes. Hit the subscribe button as well, because I can clearly see from the chat that you lot are as well. Big up Flawless on the panel. Spurs gave Arsenal the win, to be honest. Side note, Nuruddin's head loss was generational. Yeah, shout out to the OG Nuruddin. That really was hilarious. But you mentioned him not playing the youngsters. Would you like to see them play against... Is it Coventry you lot play in the League Cup? Coventry, right?
Yeah.
Or do you want to see a strong side? Because obviously it's a competition you want to go and try and win. Or is there a mix?
Listen, strong side is what right now?
Yeah.
My strong side can't put any performances out.
Yeah.
Guys, it's Cardiff. You lot got this, man. You lot will beat Cardiff, surely. Surely you'll beat Cardiff.
But either way...
Coventry. I keep saying
No, Floss. Look what Coventry City almost did to y'all last year.
Yeah, but you know what the key word is there? Almost, mate. FA Cup champions. Respect us, all right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 100%.
All right, but we are not, regardless, we are not in the place to sit here and say, oh, we've got the firepower to be beating Coventry. Does anyone remember Portsmouth? Under Poch? Does anyone remember that Portsmouth game? Because we went to penalties and still lost. We have the capability to lose to anyone, and in this situation, we definitely have the capability to lose to anyone.
Yes.
Crazy.
I don't see you advancing versus Coventry.
I'm with it, man. Spurs got this. Big up to Cubed as well. Yeah. Cubed, how you doing? You okay?
Hi, I'm good. I'm so happy that Elena is here. I've never seen you on, but
Cube, me, Elena, Cubed. You
hi.
You lot are in the same jail cell. You know what I'm saying? Yes.
Yeah, fans. I don't see that many female Spurs fans on. Especially
there's not many
of us. Especially ones that are not happy clapping. So
that's
excited.
Not me.
And I was like, I gotta come on and share space with you.
I appreciate that. I actually like that someone's not cussing me for being honest, because normally I get cussed for that stuff.
Yeah, because your fan base is cracked, bro.
Yeah, my fan base doesn't want to admit the problems that are right in front of them, and there are many of them, which is a problem. For me, I sit here and I'm like, okay, why don't we have a set piece coach? That's a problem. Why are we sitting here acting like everything's fine when we conceded nearly enough the same goals, if not more than Conte did, and definitely more set pieces than Conte did? When I sit here and say that our best players are defenders, how can I sit here and say our best players are defenders when we're conceding this many goals? It actually makes no sense. That's why I can only blame the manager. I can't blame the defenders. They're my best players. At the end of the day,
you lot don't get clean sheets.
I agree that Vicario's an issue. He's pissing me off. I'm not denying that. At set pieces, he's pissing me off. But overall, my back line is very, very strong. It makes zero sense as to why I'm sitting here saying, oh, but it's the players. No, it's not the players, because you all sit there. If you lot don't think that Van der Ven's a good player, then you're an idiot. Do you know what I'm trying to say? If you don't sit there and think that Porro could do a job and a doggy could do a job, and Romero, as much as he's been pissing me off in these games, he is a good defender. This is why I see him in Argentina play totally different to the way he's playing at Tottenham, and that is because of the tactics at Tottenham.
Yeah. Now you just spot on pretty much. Because I actually rate your defenders highly, but your defensive record is woeful in terms of conceding goals.
So who do I blame for that? There's only one
Yeah, I
person
hear
to
that.
blame.
And you got Basuma and Sarr in front of that. You lot should be much better defensively.
Well, exactly. But the problem is as well is that he's making Basuma a number 6 when he's not a number 6. He's a number 8.
Yeah.
He's not a number 8 either.
Well, yeah. Well,
right
yeah,
now he's not. Right
he's
now
nothing at the moment. But yeah, in my
know.
head, it's like for me, we need a number 6.
Well, he doesn't believe in number 6s though. You know, Ange just believes in 7s, which doesn't exist. But he believes in 7s. He doesn't believe in true like getting a true number 6. Like he just doesn't even believe in that.
All right, so Cube, your thoughts on the game today in regards to where?
Okay, so I have a confession to make. Okay, and people might be like, "Oh my gosh, you know, Cube's a fake fan," and I really don't give a shit if they say this. But like, okay, confession. I did not watch the game. Okay, and I'll tell you why I didn't watch the game. Okay, so I'm on. People know I'm on PST time, right? So the game's at 6 a.m. So and I have like crazy like sleep hours, you guys know, because I was watching that Man United game. I was crazy sleep hours, so it's right when I should be sleeping, and I was just thinking, okay, ahead of the game, I was like, am I going to go to the pub and watch this game? If I go to the pub and watch the game, it means I need to head out, go to the city at like 4 a.m.
Yeah, that's.
And I was like, and I legit was texting my friends, being like, we're going to lose this game. I've never been more confident that we're going to lose a North London derby, like in years. Exactly. Like I've never been more confident.
And you were with their injuries.
Yeah, I like even without injuries, like I just knew we were gonna lose, and even Steve knows. Like I was like texting him, I was like, I don't even know if I should be watching this game. So this is what I did, and I was like exhausted. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sleep, and then I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna check the score. And if we're doing all right, then I'll start watching the game. So what happened is that I would sleep and then wake up, check the score. I was like, no, fuck this. And I ended up not watching the game. And I legit said before the game, like 3 hours before the game, I was like, this is what's going to happen. We're going to try to score goals, not be able to score goals. That's literally what's going to happen. And then in the second half, they're going to for sure score, kill the game, and we're going to concede from a set piece. I legit said that was how it was going to go down. And that's exactly how it was going to go down. And I do not regret at all sleeping instead of watching that game.
Fez? Hey, trust me, I get that. Me on normal time
over here. Confirm, you're a Tottenham fan, right?
Yeah, she's a Tottenham fan, Lewis.
I'm sorry to hear that. Up.
Lewis is such an idiot, yo. This fucking
I just had to make sure. This is the first time,
this guy, yo, this is relentless. Hey, you lot, run up the likes, though, man. Run up the likes, hit the subscribe button as well. Jacob, I'm gonna shout you about Friday. I do want to get your thoughts on this as well. But Cube, have you seen? Obviously, didn't watch the game today, but have you seen issues like during the season? Where do you stand on?
Oh yeah, no, I knew. I literally knew we were going to lose the game because of all of the things that I literally agree with Elena like so much. Like everything that she said is exactly what I've been saying. So I said that I was not going to be, I've been criticizing Ange for like a while now, but I said that I was not going to be straight up Ange out, like actually say Ange out until we lose the North London derby. Because I knew we were going to lose it. I said, but I won't say it because I want to give him a chance. And I was like, if we lose the North London derby, I'm Ange out. We lost the North London derby, like I knew we were going to, Ange out. And the reason why is like, because I didn't want to fully go Ange out for a while because I want to give managers a chance. You know, I really do. But the issue with Ange right now, he's not the guy. And the reason why is because he is so inflexible. He refuses to change at all or even tweak or even admit that there's a problem when there's a problem. Like the guy needs a fucking intervention right now. Like it's like straight up like it's like an addict or something. Like he does not admit that there is a problem. It's really weird. Like I'm like it's literally like every single game he gives the same interview. Like I feel like he should just copy and paste his interview answers because literally every single time it's, oh, you know, we were in the right positions. Oh, I mean, we created good chances, but you know, we couldn't kill the game. We couldn't put away our chances. We couldn't finish, you know, our chances. We couldn't, you know, score enough goals. Literally, it's the exact same thing every single game. And you wonder because you're like, you bought Odegaard, you bought Brennan Johnson, you decided to not. I mean, fine. If Timo was a Timo gap, then and that's on Levy, then like whatever. But you decided to re-sign Timo Werner.
Re-signing Timo Werner.
Yeah, you re-signed him.
So it was him that wanted those signings.
That's what he says. He claims that he wanted those signings, and like
all those transfers were his. It weren't the ownership.
Yeah, that he says that all those signings are his, and he takes responsibility for all the signings. If he's saying
he wanted Werner twice.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I was like, okay, fine. Like maybe even if you want to give them the benefit of the doubt and be like, you didn't know that, Brandon Johnson was going to be as bad. Although, let's be honest, we all knew he was. He's coming from Forest, and he wasn't even the best player at Forest. But anyways, there's literally no excuse when you saw Timo Werner and got Timo Werner and played him for half a season when we were absolute shit, and then you decide, you know what, I'm going to go forward and reloan him. I'm sorry, but I'm actually Levy out, but I'm sorry, but that's not Levy. Levy is not up going like, you know what, I'm going to force you to reloan Timo Werner. That is not happening.
100%. I think so many fans were like, oh, he gets assists. Well, he got like 5 assists in his best ever season at Chelsea. He got 10 goals in a whole season as their main striker. I'm sorry, there is nothing to it that makes you want to sign Timo Werner. And in my head, sorry, who was that? Was that Lewis?
No, I said he's fucking dead, bro. He doesn't make it anywhere near the German national team. Leipzig don't want him. He's gonna be a fucking. He'll be a Bochum.
This motherfucker tried to blame Tuchel for his Chelsea career falling apart. I won the Champions League and you bought Lukaku. No, we bought Lukaku and wasted 100 million on him because you're fucking shit.
And honestly, how can you be an attacking team? Oh, we're playing attacking football. It doesn't really matter if we concede a lot of goals, which that's stupid in itself. But it doesn't matter if we concede goals as long as we score more than we concede. Okay, then how come you can't score goals? How come you're playing attacking football on the front foot, yet you cannot score goals?
Exactly.
Yet I don't care if people are saying like, oh, Sun is not as good as he used to be or whatever. It doesn't matter. You do not drop your finishing like overnight. Okay, even if you think that he's lost pace or whatever, you do not drop your finishing overnight. Why are you sticking one of the best finishers in the Prem in a corner, making him run up and down, trying to create by crossing balls or passing back for other people to take shots? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Why are you stuffing your best finisher in the corner, hugging the touchline? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
And he doesn't
run the whole pitch and go and finish as well. At 33 years old, it's actually sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm just like, and this is the thing. I feel so, and then like, okay, so he doesn't want a set piece coach, which is stupid. Okay, he doesn't think he needs a set piece coach. But okay, fine. Okay, you don't get a set piece coach. At least acknowledge that this is a problem that you need to work on and actually like try to improve it and actually improve it. Like, that's not what's happening. He's like, not only, fine, if you don't want to hire a set piece coach, not only that, it's like, he's like saying, oh yeah, this was a problem in my other teams, but I'm not worried about it. Why are you not worried about it? We're literally losing games because we're conceding in set pieces.
Wait,
and it's
on.
shitty.
He said that.
Like,
he said that.
What's that? Yeah, he said that.
Yeah, he's not worried.
It was a problem in my other teams, but I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, he said that. He said, I've had this problem with other teams I've coached. Like, he's like, this was a problem at Celtic. But he's like, I'm not, I'm not worried about it. That's freaking crazy. And I actually feel bad. I totally agree with you, Elena. I feel bad for our defenders in that they are way better than these stats are giving them credit for. I feel really bad that they are in an ANGE system because Vicario deserves, Van de Ven deserves, these guys deserve, Romero deserves to be in a team where they can actually show their stuff and have clean sheets and actually have the kind of, plaudits that they deserve for being, as good defenders as they are. But they will never do that under an ANGE system. Instead, people are like, look at what you guys always concede a goal. There's no way that Vicario will ever be in the running for the Golden Glove, even though he deserves it based off of actual skill and quality because of the way that ANGE plays. He's going to lose all of our defense because nobody's going to want to play under an ANGE system like that.
Yes. In my head, though, I sit here and I think, am I watching AVB football all over again? Because why am I passing square, sideways, square, sideways, backwards, square? It's like, oh, we've got the possession, just like AVB did. We've got the possession, but we don't know how to do anything with it. So we're just going to square it across the field all day. That's literally what AVB football looked like, but AVB had Bale and bailed him out of everything. Like, it's literally AVB ball without Bale or Kane. Because at the end of the day, we are literally having the ball in the middle of the pitch, just doing what, literally wasting time. And we come out and say, we dominated that game. Possession doesn't mean you dominated. Like,
yeah, who cares?
It's just a fact. Like, don't sit here and tell me that we've dominated this game because we have 76 possession. How many shots did we have that are on target? Did we create any problems for them? Was Raya there everywhere? Was he going men? Did we pepper the keeper? No. Did we lose because we were unlucky? No. We lost because we don't even fucking try to shoot. We lost because we're in positions that are nowhere near attacking. We get to the final third and we just look at each other because no one's there.
Also, what does it matter if you have possession if you lose the ball and then they hit you on the counter and score? Like, it doesn't really matter how much possession you have.
Especially when they're set up for that too.
Like,
we cannot play against a low
I saw you, man, just crossing to nobody all game.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Exactly.
That's how you know we're like stuck in Groundhog's Day, is because I didn't even need to watch the game to know exactly the way the game went. That's how you. That is nuts. I didn't even have to watch the full game, and people are like, "Oh, that's exactly how it went," and I was like, "Oh, really?" I just literally can describe the game without actually having watched it because I already been there. I've been stuck in Groundhog's Day for so long already.
I got the most wildest message today. Someone said to me, you know, peak Conte days were better than this. And it's actually true. Peak Conte days were better than what we thought.
It's because Conte's a better manager.
Let's go. I waited years for this.
Oh my God, this Lewis guy.
I mean,
Antonio.
Hey, no, for the record, I was never counted out. For the record. Listen, and I even afterwards defended him, and people were like, what the hell? I was like, look, he might not have been the right manager for Spurs, like as far as like the right fit for Spurs. And he needed to go because he lost his shit and he lost the dressing room. But like, Conte would never do some of the things that Ange has done. Like, Ange doesn't give a shit about derbies. He does not care.
I don't like
he does not care at all.
That doesn't understand a rivalry. That really
that's the wildest thing that makes no sense, because you literally managed in the Scott. You managed Celtic.
Exactly.
So like, how do you not understand rivalries? You managed Celtic.
Here's my thing. That would that wouldn't even be that deep if you just won some fucking derbies. It wouldn't matter.
I know. That is some.
The record's hideous.
7 out of 7 London derbies, he has won 0.
Right, 007.
0.
Yeah, he's literally. I think
it's 2 draws, 5 losses.
9,
yeah,
I think
2 draws, 5 losses.
Yeah, 2
He's
draws,
only beaten 1 top 6 team.
Yeah,
it was us, wasn't it? Was it us?
Yeah, it was you.
Fucking had to be us.
But seriously, I can't understand why people feel like they have to back him, because I was like, Nuno, and I don't rate Nuno obviously, but Nuno got sacked for less.
Yes.
He straight up got sacked for less. And the people that are like, well, we just got to be patient. And, and they try to compare us with Arsenal, which is stupid. They're like, oh, Arsenal had a couple of bad seasons. Oh, Klopp, had a couple of bad seasons, like before that. I was like, really? Really? Were you Nuno in? Were you Nuno in at the end? Mm-hmm. Because if you were Nuno out at the end, then you have no right to be Ange in right now. Because his record is as bad.
Are you Ange out or
it's
Ange
actually
out?
Worse.
Cube, are you Ange out or are you Anged out currently?
I'm Ange out.
Okay,
I said.
You mentioned the derby loss. Yeah, you said yeah.
I said with chest, no, because I said I was Ange doubt before the North London derby, and I said it before the North London derby. I said if we lose North London derby, I said it before the season even started. I said I already know where this season is going even before it starts, and I was like, but I'm going to give him to the season start. And if we lose the North London derby, I will be Ange out. So I got to stick to my word. I'm Ange out.
Listen,
he's not the guy. He's just not the guy.
If I sat here and made excuses for this manager after the shit I gave previous managers,
you give previous managers hella shit as well. Yeah,
to me, I cannot be a hypocrite. So I'll happily hold
Rest
you
in
to
peace,
those
Mourinho.
Listen, people can say what they want about Elena. At least she's consistent.
Well, yeah, I will be honest and say that these are the same. These are the issues that I'm having. And at the end of the day, like I said, I don't understand why we're sitting here, keep talking about dominating games, and you keep giving me this narrative of us doing so well in these games, and we're just getting unlucky. I'm sorry, you can't be unlucky this many games in a row. Pretty sure we've only got 7 wins in the last 15 or something crazy.
No, you lost 7 out of your last 11 Premier League games.
7 out. They've lost 7 out of their last 11.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's also the same Tottenham team that people have been trying to say is levels clear of Chelsea. So just wanted to.
I mean, we're not talking about Chelsea, man.
Sorry, no, that weren't even directed at you lot. That was just more
something I want to say. So big up Jacob, who's a friend in the chat. You're saying if I can't see the difference between Nuno and Ange, then that's no. They're not the same kind of manager. Obviously, they don't play the same kind of football. But results matter. What do you think that results don't matter? If you look at the actual numbers in the results, Nuno had a 50% win rate. Ange has a less than 50% win rate. That what I mean? And I would actually even be patient because we're talking about building, project, blah, 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 right? If the results just didn't kind of go our way, but we played really good and I saw that he was actually addressing the issues or the problems that we were having, then I would be like, all right, fine. Maybe it's just the results are not really going our way. But, but I can see that we are definitely getting better on set pieces. We haven't actually conceded from a set piece in a long time. If that was the thing, or we're actually, we're scoring more goals now, even though, the actual results are not going our way, then I'd be like, all right, fine. But that's not what's happening. It's not improving. It's not headed in the right direction. That's my issue with Ange. It's not that I have this hard, fast, if you don't win this amount, you're done. That's not what it is. It's the progression. I'm not seeing the progression, and I'm not even seeing the acknowledgement from him that there is a problem here that he has to address, and it's not going in the right direction. He has to. So right now he's saying we just need to believe more. There needs to be more belief, more conviction in our football. Why don't you admit that there is maybe a problem with some of your tactics or some of the football, or that you're conceding the wrong kind of goals, and just be like, oh yeah, we're conceding the wrong kind of goals. We're we're not saying, and that has to be something that we work on. And that's not what's happening right now. He's basically being the reason why we're not getting the results is because we're not believing enough. The guys don't believe enough. That's the reason.
Go on.
We've got 13 wins in our last 32 Premier League games.
Wait, what? 13 wins out of the last 32?
Yes. 13 wins in the last 32.
I thought we were bad. Fuck.
No, but the media, this is the problem. Ange is
the media just out here he's the media darling.
Ange is the media's darling. And I'm I'm actually being, this is me talking about my club, I'm actually being honest. We are not in the light that we should be. They talk about United all the fucking time and how bad Ten Hag's doing, but at least he's winning, getting into finals and doing something. End of the day, we are.
Come take him. Yeah.
Listen,
please.
I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is the way that Ange just perceive people saying, "Oh, you're doing so well. You're doing this and that." You're doing so well. You're doing this and that. No, we're not. Look at the stats. We are not. This is not a knee-jerk reaction from me and Cube. It's not. This is a long time coming. End of the day, when you look at the first 10 games, the only reason why he's still seen so good is because of those first 10 games. The reason why no one knew what to do with us is because they were so used to us playing so pragmatic for 3 years. So ever since we started attacking, it was a bit of a shock and no team knew really know what to do. But when you look back on those games, we beat Sheffield United in the last second. Liverpool, we shouldn't have beaten. They scored an onside goal that was given off. These little things
all point to the fact that football that we were playing was not sustainable. My favorite line, I know, what I've been saying. But
I'll change my name to Sustainability, Steve. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of sustainability as well.
Oh, no, Elena's right, because when you watch how Spurs were playing, there were always a couple of injuries away from falling apart. It showed because when we played them, that Van Ven injury really just broke everything apart.
Well, but then I remember everyone was so happy with the way he handled that match. They're all like, "Oh, but at least he went down playing his style of football." Nah,
Eleanor, hold that thought. Eleanor, hold that thought on that. Hold that thought on that. Let me get to a couple of things. First and foremost, to the chat. Are you not entertained? Run up the likes first and foremost. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Sarcasm City TV. Big up to Matchday Guru for the super chat. He just basically bigging up Gabrielle. Ole. I said I forgive you. You sing it. You know what, Steve? Floor's yours, man. You sing it. Floor's yours, family.
Ole. What?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, mate. Yeah. Exactly, mate. Yeah. That's why I didn't think it. I don't know. Our
center half he'll give you how our wall at the back is Gabrielle. I don't even know.
Oh, is this meant to be the Arsenal chat? Oh,
is this the Arsenal chat? The Matchday Guru.
Of course, it's the Arsenal chat. It sounds terrible.
You lot got to do better.
As Eddie Hearn says, they're like they're making up their chats on TikTok.
Yeah.
At least they're not robbing our chance.
TikTok chants.
You know what? Rob someone's chance. You know what I'm saying? Do better. Rob someone's.
All they do is steal Chelsea chance. They spent 4 years doing it.
But Crystal Palace.
We love you. Everywhere we follow. Because we support the Palace. That's the way we like it.
Why do you set him off?
I want to reply to Lewis.
Yeah, you can. Let me get to a couple more super chats today. You can do it. Give me a second. Big up to Sean as well for the super chat. He says, Cubed, who would come in? Jose and Conte couldn't win. So let's say Ange was sacked. Who would you actually like to see come in, Cubed, as the Spurs manager?
I don't know. And I have to admit, I fully admit I don't have solutions because the problems are so big. I have no solutions.
No, that's fair.
I was like you did bullshit.
You know what? But the thing with it is that some people are saying things like, well, what the heck? First of all, okay, Conte and Jose you're saying they couldn't win. They couldn't win because of Levy, okay? Because Levy sacked Jose right before a cup final. Otherwise, he would have possibly and likely to won us a freaking trophy.
I can't.
But honestly, it was already the reason why they couldn't win with Spurs is because the club from top down is having major mentality issues. Okay. But nobody's going to want this Spurs job after Ange leaves. Whenever he leaves, nobody's going to want this job because nobody wants to work under Levy and be in a club that cannot even win with always winning managers. Can't win a trophy despite the fact of bringing Conte and Jose in. We still can't win a trophy. Who's gonna want this job?
You don't understand how much I want to say. I don't think you guys get it. I'm dying.
Go on. So you're gonna say, go on.
No, but it's gonna start a whole thing, and I don't want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, that's good content. That's good content.
Let me get to this. Hey, I'm the one that have to referee. You'll just be sat there laughing. You joke, man. Big up Sorafel for the super chat.
Chills.
Appreciate it. Chills. Says question to the panel. Does Ange now she doing that sinister laugh? Question to the panel. Does Ange system burn out players? I think it's what do you lot saying? You lot know better than me as the two Spurs fans. Does this system burn out players?
I would say if you were talking last season in the first 10 games and obviously Van der Ven with his hamstring and then we just had loads of injuries for a cup since then, I would say yes, because they were bombing it down the pitch, up and down constantly. It was a lot of running and it was a bit too much and it took a lot to get into it. We're not even fucking running anymore. We're just passing sideways. So I would say if you're talking last season, yes, now no.
There you go. It's a pretty
I think it does burn out our defenders. I think it burns out our defenders. Like what she was saying, I agree. It burns out our defenders because of course they're gonna pull a hammy or something if they're having to immediately run back because we got cut open and caught on the counter, But other than that, it's actually not burning out our players. It's just that the system sucks and our forwards quality suck. That's all it is.
Damn. And I was just looking at your
Elena,
pictures here. Big up, my nephew mentioned it in the chat as well. I didn't realize you lot are playing Coventry away. Crazy. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough game still.
Yeah,
That's gonna be tough.
tough.
That's gonna be a tough. I thought it was at your place. It's at their place.
Elena,
Cold.
you didn't answer the question. Do you want
What?
like who do you want to replace Ange?
Throw everything you got at Nagelsmann.
Oh, you want more crash
Leave
bang
him
wall
alone.
style? Okay, first.
Everything you got, everything. I don't give a fuck how much. Just everything you got, throw it at
How
Nagelsmann.
likely is that? How likely is that Levy?
Unlikely, but you asked who I wanted, not who's realistic.
Yeah. That's
Okay, who's realistic? Okay, let's Nagelsmann aside because you're gonna kill him if he comes to Spurs. Who's realistic?
Listen,
Thomas Frank.
you know who's realistic. I don't want him.
Spurs, that's who I'd hire.
I don't want
I'd hire
Tuchel.
Thomas Frank.
Tuchel's not realistic.
I think
Thomas
it is.
wouldn't be a bad
I think it is. I think it is. I think
Tuchel's
it
not
is.
realistic.
Oh,
He's not
You
Thomas
realistic.
say
wouldn't
that,
be a
but
bad
you managed to
coach.
convince your other two managers will probably get that one as well.
Yeah, but
No,
Conte and
respect.
Jose.
Fair enough.
Conte
Steve.
and Jose are what are we doing?
Hate that.
Sorry, I
I
forgot you
still
suffered
got
with
so
him.
much to reply to in my head, and I'm making a list, and I don't want
We're
to
not
come for
getting
people.
We're not.
Yeah.
Would
I
you
know
take?
are.
Would you
You
take
did dismiss the
Potter?
laugh in the rocking chair with the
Elena,
knife. Yeah, I know.
Would you take Potter? Potter. Would you take Potter?
Potter's realistic. Fans will go crazy though.
Would you take him?
Potter ain't even bad defensively.
Oh, be a
Listen,
good job for them.
I wanted him before you got him, but every time you get someone, you tend to ruin them.
I don't think you've ruined Potter. I think the biggest drawback of
We're the
Potter,
ones that ruin players.
No,
Hold on.
Managers, my managers, the ones that I want that are
No.
good.
That prick ruined himself, bro.
hold on.
That fraud. I'll get started in a minute.
Hold on.
The fact
May
that
bring
we
the
both
Abbey back
all
out.
don't
Where
need
is
to
it?
say a name.
There
The
you
fact
are.
that we all don't need to say a name.
The biggest drawback with Potter was the players he had. He had like
We don't have
Werner.
great players, but I'm willing to
had
give a manager
Havertz.
time. I'm willing to give a manager time if they're not going to be fucking naive about everything.
I think.
And
Would you
anyway,
take-
Lewis, are you
would you
there?
take Michael
Can I reply
Carrick?
to you?
Yeah,
Michael
I'm still
Yeah,
here.
respond to. Yeah.
Okay, Lewis, if you're going to talk about that Chelsea game, when we had 9 players and we said we clapped him off the pitch and we said we loved the way we played. The reason why is because I went through 3 years of pure suicide football. It was pure dead, right? To see us, we would have lost that game anyway. To see us actually try and do something and actually nearly get a goal with 9 players on the pitch was quite spectacular. At the end of the day, that doesn't mean I wanted him to never change his tactics and ever in his life.
But
meant
that's
I was
one
happy
game
in
in the
that
example
moment.
of him continuously doing it.
Carry on.
The only reason why it even looked a little bit good was because of how embarrassing we were. We won 4-1 and looked like trash.
No, 100%. I totally agree. But imagine we sat back with 9 men and still lost the game. It wouldn't have given us anything.
I don't.
No, but
well,
I
don't.
would have understood you sitting back. You're down to 9 men. No one's going to rip
No,
you
but
for
at the end of the
them.
day, we're still going to lose. We'd rather give it a go
Hold on.
and see if
You have
you're
a
going to win.
you have a better
Hold on.
chance of leaving with
No,
someone.
I
on,
don't
Elena,
think. I
what?
think regardless, we lose that
Do you
game.
know how many chances we made before we even made it 2-1? Like
Yeah,
we should have
but
been
did
about
you
5
see
goals, but
how
we
many
were fucking it
chances-
up.
Yeah, but in that end little period where we nearly got a goal, do you see how many chances we nearly did by playing the way we
Yeah,
did?
because Pochettino sits back as soon as he gets a lead. He's a prick.
But only with you lot. You didn't
hold
do
on.
that
Down
with
to
us.
9 men and he tried to sit back. No, he still
didn't
tried
do
to
that
sit
with
back.
us.
Palmer just
Hold
told him to go fuck himself. You look at the 3rd and 4th goal, it's only because Palmer hoofs the ball and he tells him to fuck himself. Everyone
Hold
else
on.
is passing sideways and backwards.
Yeah, like in relation to that game,
Mhm.
I remember we spoke afterwards about it, Elena, and like you were saying that because I was critical of that game from Ange, and you were saying that that's his style. He's not going to change. So we saw that early.
Listen. I was very happy to finally have some kind of attacking manager. Like I genuinely was.
No,
And
I know. No. My point
that's not
being
a lie.
that we saw that early on. That regardless of the situation, he's not going to change.
Yeah, I
his style.
He
understand
showed
that,
you
but
his
I
true
also think-
colors. He showed you his true colors.
No, and I get that. And you're all right now. Hindsight is a great thing for me as a fan. I totally understand that. But at the time, that doesn't mean I thought, no matter at all what the situation is, no matter who you play, if you have a chance to win in any kind of different formation or different way, he won't do it. I never thought that. Like, I had Pochettino as a manager and I loved him, as you lot know. Shout out to you two Chelsea fans. But I loved
well
him.
with you, innit? I hear it.
But this means even when Poch was my manager, he's not the most tactically genius manager, but he definitely had different ways of
The guy tried to play Sonny at left back. Come on.
Okay, well, we're
No,
not gonna,
he tried to play chill
Elena,
up.
we're
Like,
not
let
going
me-
to go into that.
Elena, you cut out. Say that again. You said he's not good tactically. Repeat that.
1 second. What bit? What bit?
You said someone's not good tactically. Just repeat that a bit louder.
No, I'm saying Poch is not the most amazing tactically, but at the end of the day, when
Okay.
he needed games and
Perfect.
we got through, he did do it. Yeah, it's fine.
He was screen recording that.
You could quote that. That's absolutely fine. It's the truth, okay? But in my head, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, well, Ange, has done very well with Celtic. I don't really watch Scottish League, but I'm just, from what I'm hearing and stuff, he plays very attacking football. I never thought that just because he did that with 9 men against Chelsea when he's, to me, trying to prove a point that we're going to always go for the game, that he will never not coach a defence. Attacking doesn't mean you don't coach a defence. So me being happy with that situation, in that isolated situation, doesn't mean I expect him to have every game have all our defenders on the halfway line. I don't.
No, I'm not saying you expected it, but like I'm talking about from.
I don't even know if that's him coaching a defense.
No,
I think your problem
no,
is like more personnel. It's just the problem is as well, he's happy with your personnel, which means you have to adapt to them. And he's not doing
I
that.
mean, personnel is one thing, but like as a coach, you should still set your team up correctly, which he's not doing.
100%.
Adapt to the team more. Like his setup might work with better players, but the problem is you're happy with your players, so you need to adapt to them.
Are we really going to sit here and say that our defensive players are not good enough?
Not the defense. I'm thinking more like the attack.
I'm not talking about scoring. I'm talking about, for me, personnel is an easy problem. If all his issues were just we don't have the right strikers, buy someone. That's not a problem.
For Darth Vader.
But for me, the problem is bigger than that. The problem isn't just, we need to go buy and we'll be fine. No, the problem isn't that. The problem is the fact that we are constantly passing sideways. The problem is that one pass can cut our defense out. The problem is that he's not coaching the defense.
You're playing wing backs at fullback.
So, okay. Oh, so.
Wait, what?
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is. But, here's the thing. So, Gary Neville's like saying, like, his quotes coming out of the game are like, I hope Spurs fans are quite calm and measured. So, okay, here's the thing. I am calm. I'm like annoyed, but I'm actually calm because this has been building for a long time. Okay. Because actually the beginning of last season, when everybody was kissing Ange's ass, I was like, we'll see. I was like, we'll see. Everybody was like, oh yeah, we're going to play the way we want to play. They're singing they wanted to put his face on a tifo, by the way. Did you know that? The Spurs fans were talking about putting his face on a tifo. Actually, after like 3 games. So, but I was like, we'll see. I was not Ange out. I said, let's give him time. But I also was not seeing all of his praises. I was like, let's see how things go, from the very beginning. And I was like, I want to see how he reacts when the going gets really tough. Because things are going well now, but what's going to happen when things get really tough? And things have gotten really tough. And he hasn't evolved and he hasn't adjusted. I didn't care about the fact that he was playing really attacking football or that he was not going to change the way he was going to play or whatever. I wasn't like buying into that. My whole thing was just like, we're playing okay right now. We're getting some results, although they weren't, to me, everybody was saying it was amazing. I don't think that it was that convincing based off the way that we were playing. Because it's not like we were battering teams like 5-0.
Remember how gassed everyone got because you got 2 late goals against Sheffield United.
Yeah, and then, but my thing is with the Chelsea game, because you guys are talking about the Chelsea game, when I was, what I was proud of was not the fact that like Ange was playing attacking even when we were down to 9 men. That I didn't care about that. And I was not even big upping like Ange for that. I didn't care. My thing, why I was like kind of proud of our players in that game, is because our defenders were actually, they were trying their best to hold their own, and we would have and should have conceded way more goals.
Yeah.
But Vicario was like superhuman in that game. Like that was like at that back half of the game, he was superhuman. That could have been
Jackson
like
sort of shortcut the chances though.
Yeah, that could have been 10-0.
There's
Like
a bit
he was
of both.
playing,
Sterling,
Vicario was playing
Jackson,
like a keeper, like a midfielder, like a wing back. Like he was playing crazy that game, and that's why I was proud of our players. But I was not
Jackson
like all trying to
missed
hype up
the
Ange after that.
Bro,
and Sterling and Cucurella. I think probably Gallagher missed one or two.
Before we close out, people, again, run up the likes, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to Carefree Lewis G, subscribe to Strasbourg Steve. Both links are underneath in the description. Go to add them to the title. Once we finish this, the Yardman show will be going on, people, so it'll be redirected straight to there.
Oh, brilliant.
I know you spoken on, you already know, man. Lex and Kaneki is going to be the A1 show. I know you spoken about Spurs' like issues beforehand, but yeah, just before we do close out, thoughts on the game today. Thoughts on the game today?
I mean, no, bro. Everything that I said going into the game pretty much happened. Like, we know the obvious struggles with scoring goals. Even if you create the chances, we know about the issues of how you can attack Spurs. I don't think necessarily Arsenal was great today, but at the end of the day, they took advantage of our biggest issues. Vicario again weak on the set piece goal, but then again. One of our wise captains completely switches off. Gabriel is able to get behind them, and this is the funny part. I see a lot of people go after Vicario for being weak in that scenario. I'm asking, why are people not talking about one of the wise captains not being actually switched on in that moment? You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, outside of that, what I've been saying is pretty much what happened. So that's why I didn't hurry up in trying to get back to the Q&A after this game and just watch the NFL because I've just been repeating myself. Like, I can't, to be honest, that's why I'm not really angry, to be honest. Like, annoyed, yeah, but angry, nah. I feel like you get past angry when you just see the same thing happening. And
stage 5 agree.
One of the main things I said last season, at the end of last season, is that second season, you've been here for a season, you know your squad, you know what you need in your team. So I can even excuse certain buys that you have made in the first summer. So, and you know what you can expect them going into the following season. And one of my big issues was, which again on the United Chelsea Spurs show, I've been talking about is how from the pre-season, nothing has really shown me that made me believe, like, you know what, we actually did make a couple of changes. We made changes where we can sit here and say, make it at least harder. Like, we know the attacking players aren't amazing. They aren't the dogs. Like, on the playbook, I talked about it earlier. One of my biggest issues is that the team just lack dogs in the team, bro. Just guys just like tough. Madison out there doing the main gimmick. Yo, I'm the main guy. I want to be the main guy on the dinner and all that. Looks like a pussy out there, bro. No leader. Yo, I'll say, like, this is the fakest, toughest leader I've ever seen. It's the fakest, toughest leader I've ever seen. But what else? Obviously, the other players, I mean, talked about many times before. You know how you said Bruno is Bruno?
Yeah.
I say this. Yeah, I used this saying if I see Son on the left wing because I've been keep saying it. The dude is not a left winger. You can't convince me. Yeah. You can't convince me that this guy can long term. I personally think it's gotten to a point where I think long term you can't even play him left wing. Any manager, I just don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't see what you can see. I don't see what you can get with Son. Even ironically, Warrior, who's obviously South Korean, he watched him for the national team, and he even himself said it for the national team too. It looks better centrally for them. Yes. So what I've been saying for years, people kind of hanging on with the Romero. Bro, I think his mind is Real Madrid. Or he must be pissed that Lo Celso left the football club because I just think he's not been good this season. I just don't think he's been good. Like,
he's been awful.
It's the positioning, and it's just my thing. Throughout games, actually doesn't do bad. But then it's the 1 or 2 times where he just lacks the focus, and then opposition can take advantage of that.
Bro, for the goal,
But then-
Gabriel shoved him a little bit. He didn't do anything. Just stood there
Nothing,
like
bro.
a
He just
second.
let him, bro.
Second,
He let him.
a millisecond
Bro, like
later, Gabriel
I posted it. I posted it after
he
the game.
really got shoved a little bit and did. It was like he did nothing
I said-
about it. It's like he
I
was
said- I said-
management. I was watching
Bro.
I was doing Atalanta Fiorentina watch along. I had it on the side. I saw the goal. And I was like, did Madison or did fucking Romero just get shoved over shoved lightly like
he was looking like a bitch out there. I'll be honest, and he's been looking like a bitch out there for like the last few games. I don't understand how. That's why I say, like, for me, all the time I say this. For me, I'm somebody that always says, "Cool, you can go after the Johnson order and all these guys because they're in reality not good enough." And also said that originally, last summer ago, I said I didn't want it. That's cool. But when do we can also hold the better players within the team accountable?
100%.
I've been talking about I've been talking about the manager from last season, and I said how by the time Antonio and Angel, the manager's probably out of the door anyway. So if he doesn't fix his own issues, I can't. I've been saying this so much where I just can't be asked to even say it again. I'm just gonna say this is what I said from last game or what I said from last season.
Yeah.
And it's on him as the manager to go and fix it because that's just the reality of football. You can't survive in an environment. That's why I never buy it when people say there isn't pressure at Tottenham, because there is pressure, because there's a lot of people who are already done with him, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. Me personally, one of the reasons why I'm not done with him is because if he's gone, it's going to be Ryan Mason to the end of the season, very obviously. So that's probably one reason why I'm not done with him. But I also just feel like there's also a lot more to give this season from the players, and I just feel like what is happening from them is what I need is start actually taking accountability and actually start performing. Like, I just need to see better from them, be able to go and win us the games. I said that, like, bro, it's nobody within the team feeling like, yo, fuck it, let me just go and take over and help us win the game. This is what I'm always talking about. Ironically, on the watch along when we did the NFL, we did watch a bit of the Newcastle game. Shit, somebody just cut in and just shoot it into the box like Harvey Barnes
with the goal.
coming in. And there's also there's so many other players who I can look at and say, fuck it, when the team needs to go and then you have that personality. That's what, for me, I say it all the time. I hate the people who can't back up their shot. That's why I hate Madison so much, because I feel like he's somebody particularly who talks a lot but can't back his shot.
Toys out the pram.
He can't.
But Jez, I agree with you. I think the players need to step up, especially like leaders and stuff. They need to step up more, and I think that they need to be held accountable. But don't you think that also goes down to the manager, because the manager should be?
Yeah, but this is what I said though. But this is what I said though. I said
after games, he's constantly just like, we were in the right areas, we just didn't finish our chances. Instead of being like, we were not good enough. This is
but this is what I said though. I think this is where everybody at the football club just needs to take accountability. Like when I was saying that accountability, that wasn't only just directly thrown at the players. It's just that I was at the players. 1 second.
Oh, good. Before we do indeed close out, let me do this quick outro now. Obviously, make sure you subscribe to Strasbourg Steve. Make sure you subscribe to Carefree Lewis G as well. People. Run up the likes, hit the subscribe button. Again, we will be redirecting to the Premier League podcast Yardman edition, where we will be discussing the North London derby, as well as all the other games in the Premier League as well. Obviously, Liverpool losing at home to Forest, United, Chelsea, City, all winning, and plus whatever else.
Newcastle getting third.
Newcastle also as well on smoke. You know what I'm saying? It seems in terms of results anyway. Yeah. Go on, Lou. Go on, Jets. Go on. Finish what you were saying.
Yeah. Sorry, just had to bring something downstairs. Now, what I was saying is that, of course, everybody needs to accountability. That's why, for me, because I talked so much about the manager and aspects of where he can improve. Like me and Elena had hours of conversations in the DMs. Hours. So it's not like nobody can tell me that I never talk about the manager or anything. And I said all the time, like, I think I said it even on the last Tottenham on the last Thursday show or the show before, the manager, in my opinion, is sucking himself currently from a situation where you can clearly see where it's heading. Personally, from my perspective, so obviously, of course, from that perspective, of course, you need to go and take accountability and just realize the issues. Like I always say, like I wish I could actually go and just have a conversation, just a 1v1 conversation, just with him and the manager, and trying to understand why you want to set up in this certain manner when you can see certain things just don't work. But I want to have the conversations on. I mean, earlier I saw the report of how Ange apparently really wanted Conor Gallagher, but what it was is that the club didn't want to pay him 200k. Oh, fucking course,
Fair enough.
The dude is not even 50k worth. Let's be honest, personally. So this is where I want to have these conversations with the manager and ask him, why do you want to have a player like Johnson or the team? Why do you approve a player like Ronald to come back in the window? Why do you want a player like Gallagher? Because you want to play a certain way of football, but I'm watching the way we're playing. Even at the best that you want to play, I still don't understand how these players necessarily fit into the system to begin with. These would be the type of questions I would like to have if I ever had the opportunity to speak about it. But then, in the same time, I feel like I do have to speak about the players, specifically the better players. These squad players, these youngsters, you guys are on my agenda probably last currently, because I don't look at you necessarily and feel like you are the difference maker. I'm looking at people that
100%.
Supposed to be the difference maker. But this is what I say. People just need to be held accountable from all aspects. And reality is that, at the end of the day, it's football. If a manager doesn't do well, manager doesn't do well, he gets sacked. But I'm also just trying to think from a long-term perspective in terms of, okay, even if the manager gets sacked, I still will hold these better player accountable, because what I don't want to happen next scenario is that we go on a good form again because we have a good manager, better players feeling better. Madison's like, yeah, let me show off with this new manager for 6 months, and everybody licks my ass again. And then you go to shit, and then you go back to shit again after 6 months. After those 6 months, so this is kind of like where my mindset is currently at. It's just that I'm just not mad, because you can't make me, unless you bring me new level of lows. This is then maybe where you can get me too much. So it's just a perfect example of what we just been seeing.
Your acceptance
under his tenure. It's just not shocking to me. So I can't emotionally get angry about these things. And people ask me, yo, Jess, where's your rant? Rant for what? Rant for what? And I'm just not that emotional as a person to go where I do get emotional when I just feel like a person. Like, for example, the reason why I got more emotional about managers like Conte is because I feel like you're not even really trying to be here because you actually want to bring success to the football club. Where I do feel like Ange actually wants to be successful at the football club, but his methods is of how we go on about these things is the issue.
The problem
That's why I'm not emotional. But yeah, go on, Elena.
The problem I have with Ange and his, wanting to bring success to the football club. Yes, he wants to bring success to the football club, and I totally agree with that. I'm not going to take that from him. But what I will take is the fact that he's so stubborn. He wants to bring success in his own way by not listening to and looking at the problems that are right in front of him.
And that's the issue. That's the issue.
By the way, he thinks his way is the Tottenham way. When he's like, you're wearing Tottenham shirts, you're going to play the Tottenham way.
This is the issue.
He's equating himself and his way to being the Tottenham way instead of marrying.
But this is where, as a manager, this is a manager because he's been playing football like this. Probably since he's been in Japan or wherever he started his career. So I don't necessarily believe that it's just he wants to play the Tottenham way, because he's been playing football like that for some good time now.
No. I'm saying that he's equating the way that he wants to play and the way he is, like his tactics. He's saying Ange tactics is the Tottenham way. He's redefining the Tottenham way and claiming that the Tottenham way is Ange way. Is what I'm saying.
If you're saying it's that way, yeah, I think if he says it that way in that manner, it just sounds for me more like you're trying to hide behind that.
That's what I'm saying. Because otherwise,
Yeah,
why
yeah.
is he
This was
constantly being
If you're
like,
saying
"You're
it
wearing
that way,
Tottenham
yeah.
shirts, play
I
the
heard.
Tottenham way, we're gonna play the
but-
way that we want
and
to."
that's my
Why is he
issue.
saying that?
And that's my issue because I always ask my question, what necessarily I always ask my question, what even is the Tottenham way to begin with? Obviously
Exactly.
that. But my thing is, even if it's even if you want to play the Tottenham way,
All right.
if you want to play the Tottenham way, if there's clear issues, you have to go and address your clear issues. Everybody can see it. Everybody can see it. Like that's what I always said. It United and Tottenham are so similar in aspects. In both managers you can see there's certain issues. Even against Southampton, I was trolling Sunshine. Obviously, what a good performance against Southampton, and obviously that was a really good game. But you can clearly still see better teams will have exploited certain aspects of United's game in when United was building up to play. The amount of times where Eriksen or Maynard was finding them in situations where they had to either pass it back, but in reality the manager wants them to pass forward, but because they couldn't turn, just because they're just good enough technical players, they're making the decision of just being, you know what, let's keep it tidy. But a better team probably exploits that. Similar with Tottenham, where I feel like better teams can exploit you in aspects you want to do. But the difference is United got better players. So of course it's gonna come off a bit better. So this is kind of like where I say, for me, I've been speaking about it for so long, it's kind of actually it's just time because I have to repeat myself. Like I'm just in the point currently where I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at the managers. People ask me, are you Ange? I'm not Ange or Ange. I'm just like, at this point, I'm just like,
no.
What happens? I'm just more about what happens, to be honest. Because I can't be screaming Ange the whole time, or Ange in, because in the end of the day, I just want to see my football club win. This is all I want to see.
Can I
want to see.
last thing?
Go on, keep.
Okay, because I was saying that I'm Ange out now and whatever, right? And I was criticizing him. I just want to say that I actually do not think that Ange is a bad manager. I want to put that out there. I actually do not think that he is a bad manager. I think that Ange playing the Ange system with, the players that he, work for him, whatever, like actually would be fine in a different league. I actually think that this league is not suited for Ange. And the reason why I say that is because he's expecting, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to play, and everybody else is going to play too. And what he does not expect is that the Prem is very different. The Prem has clubs and managers that are willing to just sit back and stink it out just to get the results. The Prem is the kind of place where there are managers that are playing all different kinds of styles and that they care a lot about the results and that you have to get the results. Otherwise, you're going to get sacked quick. And not every league is like that. Other leagues, you can play attacking. Everybody's out there on the front foot playing, and there's a little more time to like build something, improve themselves. And like that, those leagues, I think that he actually would be way more suited for those leagues. And he can just play the way that he wants to. I think that if he was playing in also, like if he was a coach for like a U21, he would be an excellent U21 coach. The kind of manager for those guys who are young, who are still developing,
a manager
still trying to learn
managing an under 21 team that hates under 21ys.
No, but seriously, like he's like the kind of manager who like, because he's willing, he wants to like, like listen, he was trying to change Skip to, he likes working with young players, we all know that, and he's trying to like change Skip from like a midfielder to a left back.
Like a fullback,
I mean, like, that was like so like ridiculous and stupid, especially when you have Dragusin.
I remember that period,
right?
Yeah, and I said
like,
at the time,
like that doesn't work for like the Prem. But like if you're a U21 coach or you're a U18 coach, that works really great. That's actually good. That helps develop players. So I think that Ange in a different league or a different level, I think he would be a really, really good manager. I just don't think that the Prem and Spurs is the place for him, and that's why I'm Ange out too.
I just want to say a couple things because I've been sitting very quietly.
This Q&A was gonna be long. I don't know why. I don't know why you did the other show afterwards as well.
I knew it was going. It's fine.
Fair enough.
It's cool. Now he's talking just about the show in general. That's what I mean.
Yeah, because he has to after, because he's doing a show after this as well.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be a lot. I know what I'm doing. I've been here before, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
Go on, Elena.
No, just shoot, man, shoot.
Okay.
Yeah, don't be
in
like Smith.
terms
Shoot the
of-
ball.
I'm enjoying this.
In
Should've
terms
been so.
of how the Tottenham way,
There was some ice cream for 20 minutes.
I hate this nigga, you know. Sorry.
When
sorry,
can
man,
I talk?
Sorry, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry,
kidding,
man.
bro.
Flo, let her talk, man. Let her talk. I'm saying KDB settings.
I was about to say it sounds like KDB. Anyway, right. We're
Yes.
talking about the Tottenham way. Yes, the Tottenham way is about, we're talking about Danny Blanchflower quotes. Yeah, you're making me pull out the proper quotes. Right. The great fallacy is that the game is first and last about winning. It's nothing of the kind. The game is about glory. It's about doing things in style and with a flourish and going out and beating the other lot, not waiting for them to die of boredom. So yes, my whole thing is actually about playing attacking football and getting the results. Now, that doesn't mean do ignore your defense. You can have a good defensive strategy without being all out attack. That you can have an attacking football without being, I just gonna concede every goal, every chance that we get.
You have to just only attack on that. Yeah.
And not have any sort of strategy. That is the Tottenham way. So that was one of the questions. Now, in terms of Ange and his style and stuff, the reason why he feels like his style is the Tottenham way is because we were so gassed as a fan base to have a manager that is not making me fall asleep every 45 minutes. We were so gassed as a fan base. This is why he feels like it's his way or no way, right?
And because you were top for 3 months
to stand on. Now that doesn't mean I didn't expect him to adapt. I shouldn't have all the answers. He's the manager. He should have the answers. I shouldn't have all the answers. But at the end of the day, I'm sitting there making up better tactical strategies than he is, and he's my manager. So in my head, my problems are. Yes, 100% I agree with you, Jez. You should be holding your better players accountable, because if I'm going to hold players like fucking, I don't know, like when Davis plays, we all fucking kill him. I'm going to hold players like Son accountable. I'm going to hold players like Romero accountable, because 100% they're part of the problem. But I also think the positioning and the way we're playing is the reason why it's not working as well. Because I think generally people are talking about Vicario this, Vicario that. Yes, Vicario is a problem to me on set pieces. I totally understand that. But Romero's looking lost. At the end of the day, we see Romero play for Argentina. He don't look like that. He's not having to do about 1 billion jobs in one. I don't understand why Ange is so against getting a defensive midfielder when that's the reason why we're conceding so much in his style. If you've got to have protection for that back line, at the end of the day, we don't have that Declan Rice. We don't have that Moussa Dembele that we did have at the time, that box to box.
No, the funny thing about it is because I talked about before, like it's not even necessarily you need to have the defensive midfielder. You can also just have just little adjustments where one of the fullbacks just stays a bit deeper. That works too, because then you have numbers. You have numbers then in case you get in counter attack. That works as well. Like you don't have to have both fullbacks up there 100%, on the pitch playing like number 10s. Like there's many ways how you can get around that, and it's like this is like the total refusal to do these things. That what annoys me. It's not that of course personnel is one thing, but it's the refusal of making to fix, exactly. Definitely, and I agree with that. But that's why I'm like saying I would have more sympathy towards him if he actually tried to make adjustments within his tactics.
100%.
Where to the point where I can sit here and say, okay, it's only down to the personnel. But the
why
issue
is he having both?
Why
is he having both fullbacks pushing up? Why is he putting Son at his age doing a touchline winger? Why is he exactly. Why is he doing these things? These are problems he's making, and for me, we have too many players up forward.
Why is he re-signing Timo Werner? When
the player
improvement today when we had Gray on the bench.
Why is he trying to convert? Why was he trying to convert?
Skip into a left back when Van der Ven could have been the left back the whole time during the period without asking the.
About 5 wise in a minute.
You know why? Because he refused to play back three. It's because he refused to
See,
pay
now-
back. That's why.
The 5 W's.
Why
the
did
5
he make
W's.
9 changes in the cup game? 9 changes
No,
in the
but-
cup game and said, "Oh, because I didn't really know and I didn't really see them enough in preseason."
See that right there, this always hurts because it feels like every new Tottenham manager does that in the first cup game. 9 to 10 changes, we lose, and then they realize, holy shit, this team's actually not that good. It happens every time. I don't get it. It happened under Nuno, happened under Jose, happened under Conte. I just don't get it why they always do that. But this is why I say it's like that's why you don't see me. That's why you don't see me brought the manager to the hill and say, like I've seen within the fan base, even in the GC that I'm with Elena, there's also people who are also just say like, nah, that's who want to be in the denial of what Ange's wrongdoing. Like this is what I say. We just have to be honest. Yes, we can go and bash the players, but we can also bash the manager. Why is it always a thing where you only have to bash one thing?
100%.
I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like what I told you yesterday, Flawless. Either you're world class or you're dog shit.
Yeah.
You can't, this is saying you can't be just good.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of like what I said, and this is kind of like the way I'm looking at these things, and it's just that's why it just annoys me that I have to talk about it week in, week out in the same manner. Like it's just annoying that I have to repeat myself each time and time and time. That's why I don't do defense for the manager. But I'm also not necessarily gonna scream Ange out or even Ange in, because like what does it really matter what I say if the club is gonna keep him or send him out? If I'm Ange in and the club if I'm Ange in and the club kicks him out, fires him, what am I gonna do then? Walk with him?
I'm with you.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm just that's why I don't have like a party that I want to support. What I want to do is I just want to find solutions. There's all I want to have. I just want solutions, man. I have solutions there, but I can't talk to the manager. That's the issue.
I hear you, man, and I get it. Like when it's just frustrating when you see your club just doing, or your manager or whoever doing some foolishness. But we are gonna close out, people. Run up that likes. Run up that likes. Hit the subscribe button on the channel. Hit the notification bell. Before we do close out, we are going to get predictions from the Spurs trio. It's rare. I've never said that before. It's the first time ever on the channel we've had 3 Spurs.
Bro, I was doing Harry Kane settings here for a couple of months here.
But yeah, Jez, Coventry. You play Coventry away on Wednesday. Scoreline prediction.
Bro, Coventry 3-0, man. It's over, man. I'm just leaving after the game. Now I'm taking the piss. I'm taking the piss. I'm saying 2-1, bro. 2-1.
All right, Elena, prediction for the Coventry game away.
I think we'll win.
Scoreline.
Plaster over the cracks. I would say 2-0 to us. I actually do. I think that we'll put a convincing game out, and then everyone will think we're back, and then we'll be shit again.
We put in a clean sheet. That's probably the most surprising thing about it. We keep a clean sheet.
Cube.
It's a bit out there, I know. Trust me. It could be 2-2. It could, but then we'll lose 2-3. Like it could happen.
Coventry away. I might even watch this game now. Coventry away, cubed.
Man City's interesting.
It'll be like 2-1 to Spurs. I mean, that's being hopeful. Me being really hopeful.
All right, don't get it twisted. That's me being hopeful too.
I just think in my head, I think we'll do a convincing win and then go back to being shit. That's why.
Cool. I don't know. We'll go to you next.
That's very likely.
Brentford at home is the next Premier League game Saturday. Well, next Saturday.
Brentford at home.
Brentford at home.
Yeah, Brentford at home. 3 p.m. 3 p.m.
2-1.
2-1. Cubed. Tottenham Brentford.
We're gonna lose 2-0.
Damn.
I actually said 1-1 draw. Actually, I don't think win the game. I think Brentford's been really good this season.
Brentford have been. All right, and on that note, people, we are gonna close out. Keep a look, not even keep an eye out. Have a look at the upcoming live stream schedule on all the shows that are coming up, but the content's not stopping. Redirect into the Premier League podcast Yardman edition, which will be live in like 5 minutes. So love to everyone that's locked in. Hope you lot enjoyed the surprise sports Q&A, and it's been the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A.
Know my fixtures.
Right. Chat, you should thank me.
Yeah, thank Jez, thank Elena. That's why it happened. But love to everyone that's locked in. Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. Big up and see you lot in 5 minutes on the Yardman Show. Salute.
Chill.